What's up? What's up? What's up? Coach Bruce is late to the studio today because I've been very busy today. I'm going to keep it super short because I just want to get on here, talk about something pretty specific, and get off so I can get to being with my kids for the night. Um, so the coaching is going successfully, but in order to take the pressure off of my wife and my family as a whole, I think it's smart to try to not pour every bit of my energy and um, lack of finances into trying to scale my business. So this has been a struggle because ADHD minds, we're very all or nothing. We're very either I'm a success or I'm not, and that's something that I struggle with as well. So as much as I'm able to not have a really negative conversation in my head, I still do have expectations that sometimes aren't extremely realistic, and I have to bring myself back around to reality with that. And what I was hoping, what I was hoping is I was going to release my digital products, and I was going to start to bring in some steady income. It hasn't happened yet. That's fine. I've landed a full time client now who's going to that's going to help me start uh, to build my client load, and I'm super excited about that. But I don't want to need clients so bad that I'm making decisions for my business of desperation. So while I'm still employable, while I still have all these skills that I have to offer, I'm going to start looking for part time or maybe full time work that is flexible, so I can still work on both things. That's a big decision for me. That's really hard because once again, all or nothing thinking. It's hard for me not to feel like I'm abandoning my coaching business by going back to work. I know I'm not abandoning it. I really love doing it, and having locked in a client, for a long term engagement makes it easier to envision how I'm going to work on my business and do something else. Like I know that I'm not going to be able to take a job that doesn't allow me to, work with a client at least once a week. So I know it has to be flexible. We're going to be moving at some point, so I know it needs to be remote. The thing that I'm really struggling with, besides wrapping my mind around splitting my efforts into two different areas work wise, like that's something that's it's like, whoa, big thinking, but it's really not that big of a deal. It's just taking that action. But the thing I'm struggling with is like I hate the everything about the job finding process. I hate filling out applications. I hate thinking about where I want to work because honestly, this what I want to do is to be a life coach for ADHD adults. Like that's what I want to do. So anything else is going to be second fiddle at best. But what I don't mind doing is pretty much anything that I can do remotely. And I've got a lot of skills to do that, but I have to figure out who's looking for that. And that to me is like, I know it's like college applications all over again. I don't know if anybody else struggled with that, but I struggled with college applications. You know, I had interest from a couple of, pretty nice schools, but I was like, I'm going to go to OU. That's what I decided. I applied to one school. Had I not gotten in, I don't know what I was going to do. Same thing. I filled out one complete scholarship. Like I might have tried a couple of other small things, but as far as like a scholarship to really aid me with college, I filled out one. I thought I was a lock. It was per school, and it was a minority scholarship, and like as far as minorities went in my school, I was I was in the top seven of my class. Like I'd been, I was up for like the top student, basically the top boy, as they'd call it in England. And the person who I ever had any competition for any of that stuff was a white person. So I was like, I've got this locked down. What I didn't expect was a white presenting indigenous student who had never before talked about uh, their descendancy from Native Americans won that scholarship, and that crushed me because for one, like I thought I was a lock because it's like, who am I even? There's nobody. I'm not competing against anybody. I've got this. And then the dark horse comes in and just beats me over the head. And that's something, that was a hard lesson learned. But the thing that I learned from that is like, you can't just do one application. And that is super frustrating to me because like, I just want to find the one job that is going to be like, that's the right fit, that meets all the criteria. And I want to do the application process one time. Generally, whenever I'm able to just like go stop by a few different places and like fill out a couple of one pagers because I'm going to go work at a restaurant or something, that's not so difficult. But if you're trying to find places that pay like careers without that long-term commitment, you're going to have to like have a resume. You're going to have to be able to meet with all these people like at least once, if not twice, to get considered for the job. And that is, dude, that sounds exhausting. Like, I just want to help people. Like, I'd rather just spend my time helping people. Like, all of this is me talking about myself and trying to talk myself up to get a position that I'm not going to say I don't want it. I want to provide for my family, but it's like I have to pretend like this is the best thing to happen to me in a while, and that's not how I feel. It feels like I'm sacrificing my goals. So it's like getting up to do this is not the easiest thing. But again, referring back to my values, beliefs, and goals, I know that I want to provide for my family, and doing coaching by itself right now is not going to do it. I believe in, you know, I believe in the next 3 months it will, but my belief is often a little bit of a delusion of grandeur. I know that within the next, 18 months, I'll be able to do that, but that's if I survive that long. And in order to survive that long, I have to make sure that we have food coming in the house, and that I'm pulling my weight, so either I don't die from starvation or my wife doesn't kill me because she's overworked trying to do everything herself. So that means I have to go back to work for part time at least. I found some interesting things. Like I found one job that was like really perfect. That allowed a video resume, and it was like, oh, I know how to do that. And so that was great. It was like, so I made a video resume for that one, and that was ideal. It was, it involved coaching and helping, develop other members of the team, and like thought partnership with the leader of this group. It's a community initiative. So there's social justice work. Like, honestly, it almost makes me want to like do this full time if it's available, because if I wasn't coaching, this is the kind of thing I'd want to be doing. So I hope that I hear back from that. But this is the same as the one scholarship that I put in for. It's like I think that it's a perfect fit, but I have to treat it as if they're not going to see that. And there's, a possibility that somebody else might be better for the job, because there always is somebody who's better at this stuff than you. And I'm okay with that. So I have to prepare. Um, I just have to be smart about it, and I have to continue to prepare as if this may not be the one. And I have to be self-aware and know that I'm the person who, once I've shot one good shot, I'm like, all right, let's go hit the bench. And that's not going to do it. If you claim to be the provider for your household, shooting your shot one time is not holding up your end of the deal. It's continuing to do the thing until show up and be part of the process until you land the position that you can work at and you can stand. So even if I get this position, I probably should put in a couple more applications to be safe, because what if the person who supervises me is a tyrant? Like, I'm not going to put up with that at this point in my life. Like, I'm not a 16-year-old kid anymore who you can just boss around. I have like very independent thought. I have my own ways of getting things done, and I'm good at things. So if they don't appreciate that, I don't want to sit there and be bossed around. So we'll see how that goes. um, yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about today. Is the overall thing is be always self-aware, know what your weaknesses are, and prepare as necessary to try to take action to overcome your weaknesses. Like, I know I suck at applications, I know I suck at showing up for this process, but I want to provide for my family, so I'm going to be extra diligent in going above and beyond to fill these steps. But if anybody is a great resume writer and wants to interview me and like remember where all my stuff is, because I lost my last resume. So yay. All right, everybody, have a great day. Be yourself, love yourself, and I will talk to you.